Most people that I met through VTubing aren't around anymore. I was thinking about that recently. It's kind of sad, but it makes sense, you know? Some people are VTubers for a season, and then they're like, you know, I'm ready for something new. Excuse me. And they graduate and they move on, and it's really bittersweet, but it's also nice when many years go by and you have some people that are still around. And the same goes for viewers. Like, some people are part of the VTubing community to like make friends, to find themselves, and then they do, and then they're like, okay, you know, I'm ready for a more offline life now. And so they kind of graduate in their own way. And we miss them, but we understand. It's just like real life, you know? Sometimes you grow up in your hometown, and then you're like, I'm ready to find my own town. Exactly, evolution. People have joked that I evolved like a Digimon because all my iterations look so different from the last. And they're not wrong. I intended to make a video about this. Every model that I had pretty closely resembled where I was at that time developmentally. Like, when I was the angel model, I really was like quite naive and shy and healing from a lot of stuff, but also just like really sweet at the same time and trying to be helpful to other people. VTubing has a fast turnover rate, sadly. Yeah, you know, it's not for everyone. It really depends on your temperament, I think, and even your biology. I think for some people, being online a lot can be very triggering, like even just having to use social media a lot to advertise what you do and to find other people, and also sometimes people get discouraged because if they have skill gaps in real life, they bring it into VTubing, but they don't realize they're doing that. Like, sometimes I'll get a tweet in my feed where someone will talk about how they're disillusioned with socializing in VTubing because whenever they make friends, like, their friends don't last and they feel like they get left behind. But I kid you not, so far in my experience, every single time someone has said that, and then like I've befriended them or like tried to befriend them, there's really obvious signs as to why people don't stay, and it's not like those people are bad people or anything. It's just they're usually struggling with something and they don't realize they're struggling with it, and that they're like projecting it and stuff. But other people notice, and that does affect other people, and if you're not like emotionally available for connection, like, of course people aren't going to stay. But it's a process, you know? I think that growth is recognizing in those moments, hey, like, maybe you are the reason that people don't stay, but like, that's not a reason to be harsh to other people or even to yourself. It's an invitation for growth. And it may be really uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean it's not worth doing, because otherwise you'll get stuck in the same place forever and you'll never make friends and you'll always feel lonely, and the story will always be the same, that, you know, people suck and you remain sad about it, and that's not supportive. It's not a supportive narrative or a healthy life either. There's people of all different developmental levels in VTubing, and they can be very harsh towards themselves and other people as they're all just trying to figure out how to be human beings and socialize and like figure out who they are and stuff. And it's interesting too, because like, you know how some people will complain about how, oh, like, why do some people take drama and they always make it a public thing? Like, why couldn't they just make it a private thing? And you're right, like, that's definitely something a mature person should do, but like, there's a lot of people in VTubing who aren't quite there, and for their own reasons. Like, some people had really rough childhoods and didn't learn stuff at a normal developmental rate, so they just need some more time and some more experience, and like, when we judge them harshly, we also make it kind of clear that like, maybe we wouldn't have patience for ourselves if we were in that situation. Like, we are as harsh to other people as we are to ourselves. As some people have said in the past, like, people treat others the way they treat themselves. So it's really interesting. I think everyone should be kinder to themselves and each other and have a little more patience. It doesn't mean you have to engage with it, but like, Just the understanding that we're all humans and doing our best. Yeah, anyways, all that spiel to say, I think we're all learning how to be human together. And it is hard. But it's also the only way to complete your healing. You can't do all your healing alone. Therapy's great and all, but it is not a replacement for human connection and actually experiencing safety.